मेरे प्यारे स्टूडेंट, आज हम एक नई टॉपिक लेके आया हूँ। स्टोरी ऑफ अ कप ऑफ टी एंड कॉफ़ी एंड इकोलॉजी। स्टोरी ऑफ अ कप ऑफ टी एंड कॉफ़ी एंड इकोलॉजी। जैसे आप सब लोग जानते हैं, टी व चाय सिर्फ भारत में ही नहीं अपितु पूरा विश्व में सबसे जनप्रिय पेय व ड्रिंक के रूप में जाना जाता है। और हमें से कई लोग दिन की शुरुआत बेड टी से करते हैं। भारतीय परंपरा तथा संस्कृति में भी हम देखता हूँ कि कोई अतिथि का जो स्वागत एवं आप्यायन चाय तथा नाश्ते के साथ व स्नैक्स के साथ किया जाता है। ऑफिसेस, स्कूल, कॉलेजेस, यूनिवर्सिटी जो कैफेटेरिया है, चाय कॉफ़ी का बहुत ज़्यादा उसमें प्रचलन है। साथ साथ फास्ट फूड भी है। और एक टी ब्रेक का भी, कभी भी हम कोई कॉन्फ्रेंस वगैरह होता है, वर्कशॉप होता है, ट्रेनिंग सेशन, उसमें भी एक लिखा होता है टी ब्रेक। टी के साथ मानव ऊर्जा को जीवित करने का कुछ एक संबंध है। इसलिए चाय बहुत ही ज़्यादा जनप्रिय पेय पदार्थ व ड्रिंक है। बच्चे से लेके बूढ़े तक, बच्चे मीन्स यूथ, बच्चे से लेके बूढ़े तक में सभी वर्ग में इस प्रयोग का आदर तथा आवश्यकता दिखने को मिलता है। और विंटर में, जाड़े में इस प्रयोग का जो कंजम्पशन है, जो मांग है, काफ़ी गुना बढ़ जाता है। शरीर को गर्म करने का व शरीर में एक्स्ट्रा ऊर्जा शक्ति देने का एक माध्यम है टी एंड कॉफ़ी कंजम्पशंस। क्या आप जानते हैं भारत में तथा विश्व में चाय पीने का प्रचलन कैसे हुआ? तो इसके बारे में एक छोटा सा प्रसंग है। इस प्रसंग से हम जानेंगे चाय पीने का जो ये प्रचलन है, एक प्रथा है, ये कैसे शुरुआत हुआ। सर्वप्रथम चाय के बारे में हम जानते हैं। चाय का जो नेटिव प्लेस है वो चाइना है। सर्वप्रथम चाय का उत्पादन तथा प्रोडक्शन चाइना में शुरू हुआ। इसके सेवन चाइना में हुआ और इसके भी एक सुंदर प्रसंग है। बताया जाता है 2737 बीसी में चाइनीज एम्परर सेनोंग drank a boiled water. By chance, this boiled water had some leaves. जब सेनोंग ने कुछ बॉइल्ड वाटर पी रहे थे, उसमें कुछ पत्ते अचानक गिर गया था, जिसके वजह से वो जो वाटर का कलर रेड ब्राउन शेड में हो गया था। ही ड्रैंक इट and feel some felt energetic. And being a scientific minded, he accept this drink, and after that tea never look back again. मगर टी का जो वैश्विकीकरण है, ग्लोबलाइजेशन व ट्रेड और कमर्शियल एक्टिविटीज के श्रेय जो है ब्रिटिश को जाता है। ब्रिटिश कल्चर इस ट्रेड को दुनिया में इसके विकास और विस्तार किया। बताया जाता है जो भारत में ब्रिटिश कॉलोनी आया, कॉलोनी का स्थापन हुआ, इसके विकास और वृद्धि हुआ, तो भारत की जो जलवायु है, भारत की जो प्राकृतिक स्थिति है, वो चाय उत्पादन के लिए सहायक था। और इस दृष्टिकोण से चाय का एक आइडियल प्लेस के रूप में भारत, श्रीलंका, केनिया एक ब्रिटिशर के लिए एक ऑप्शन के रूप में आया। मगर टिल दैट डे चाय का जो डोमिनेशन था, प्रभुत्व था, वो चाइना का पास था और ब्रिटिश वांट टू क्रैश दिस थिंग्स। वो चाय से ब्रिटिश अपने एक ट्रेड का महत्वपूर्ण वस्तु का रूप में वो ब्रिटिश ट्रेडर, बिजनेसमैन इसकी बड़े इन्वेस्टमेंट के तौर पे और प्रॉफिट कमाने के एक बड़ा जरिया का तौर पे लेने लगा। तो बताया जाता है चाइनीज और ब्रिटिश के बीच में ये जो मार्केट, चाय का मार्केट कई बार वार हुआ, विवाद हुआ। एंड ब्रिटिश botanists believed they could grow the tree in India, but they don't have technology. वो जानते नहीं थे, मेथड नहीं जानते चाय का, और उसके पास सीड्स नहीं था। So the botanists, they somehow collected the technology, or somehow it is written they theft this technology and the seeds from the China, and they grow tree in India, basically in Assam. First tree gardening started in Assam. बट आसाम का जो टी था, जब उसको बनाया गया, वो उतना स्वादिष्ट बा इट इज अनेबल टू compete with Chinese product. Then by understanding the consumer needs, British trader started blending the tea with Chinese tea and Assam tea so as to maintain the market viability and consumer satisfactions. So this is going on. After that, they spread up the tea garden in Darjeeling also. Now Darjeeling tea and the Assam tea mixed and fulfill both the desired color and taste, both the desire of the customer. Now the British, they stop the blending of Chinese tea with the Assam or Bengal tea. This was the short story about the tea. Is one of the popular and favorite drink, how it was started and spread across the world. Now we are going to tell you certain fact about tea. Your morning cup of tea joined with 5 billion cup drank across the world, means every day 5 billion people out of the 7.8 billion people world population, 5 billion people they take tea in the morning. So you are not alone or you are not lonely taking of this tea. Neither momentary nor lonely. As per the Food and Agriculture Organization, this statistic I am telling you. And simultaneously 2 billion cups of coffee. So out of the 7.8 billion population, 5 billion population taking tea and 2 billion population taking coffee as their morning drink. And it is estimated that the market, overall जो market for the tea is around $18 billion annually. $18 billion का जो कारोबार है वो टी से होता है. And production of the tea required more than production because as per the demand they need a more production of the tea. As we know that for a cup of tea we need only 2 grams of tea leaves, but for a cup of coffee we need 10 grams of coffee beans. So production of coffee required more than the tea because its consumption, that's why you see the cup of coffee is costlier than cup of a tea. So we have seen that around 125 million people taking coffee across the world, and market volume for the tea is 126 billions. And basically till date in the tea market, British control and dominated, whether in the coffee market we can see USA control over coffee market and tea market controlled by British. Now the question is that how the production of tea and coffee going to damage the ecology? How the more and more production of tea and coffee has a negative externalities and can cause for environmental challenges and crisis. As we know that tea, sugar and tobacco, the 3 cash crops, has great and deep rooted impact on environments. And more production of these crops in a particular area cause for environmental crisis and climate change. Recently, we have seen in the Assam and Darjeeling, the tea grower of the Assam and Darjeeling, they are facing problem, and mostly it is affected by the labor, जो कामगार है, those who are working in tea garden generation after generation. Now, because of the climate change on that area, productivity and intensity of the crop production gradually decline. So they are facing challenge for their survival, employment and living means. It is not only concerned with the air pollutions due to transportation of the crops or product from one corner to the another corner of the world, because you know that tea production in a limited area in the world, but it is consumed almost in everywhere. So the huge and intensified transport systems is involved in the distribution and logistic of tea and coffee. So in that sense, coffee and tea production and trade responsible for climate change, environmental pollution, and depletion of natural resources like fossil fuel. Beside of that, where tea and coffee production is going on, what we call tea garden, after research we have seen that water table in that area is depleted very fast. So the depletion of underground water table or aquifer, one of the serious or negative impact of tea production, coffee or tobacco. As you know that tobacco also similarly we have seen that Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, these areas people basically generation by generation there are no crop rotation, only tobacco is producing, and once you are started tobacco production in a particular piece of land, so that other crop is not allowed to grow, but it's not possible to grow. And once our former prime minister Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee appealed to the tobacco farmers to leave the production of tobacco, they go for any alternative crops. Because it's not only harmful for the society, but it is also harmful for the nature. So tobacco is one of them. Beside of that, huge amount of chemical inputs are used for the of production of crops and protection of the crops from beginning to end. So that's why our soil, our land, our environment is highly disturbed and contaminated due to intensive cultivation of tobacco, sugar, and coffee beans. For growing world demand and increasing profit of the trader, there is also demand for increasing production area. As we know that tea basically grown in the foothill of Himalayas and the mountains or hilly highlands. And highlands and hilly area basically covered by dense forest. And Assam and Darjeeling, we have tropical rainforest. Because of increasing demand of the world, and there is efforts of clearing the jungle, that is called deforestation, and want to increase the hectare area of the tea productions. So this activity highly damage to the ecosystem and biodiversity of the particular area and to the rest of the world also. So the tea, increasing production of tea and increasing the tea growing area basically in India cause the environmental challenges, disturb our nature and natural species, and disturb the biodiversity and cause by the climate change. So that's why it is also important for our economic planner, educationist, and environmental activities. And basically, we have to be inform and educate our farmers how and what crops should be taken for their production. The crops should not have any kind of negative externalities. By keeping the save of nature or natural biodiversity, we have to promote agriculture and agriculture prosperity, because we should not hurt the stakeholder interest, whether it can be a grower, tea growers, can be a workers, can be a traders, businessmen, whosoever. But another aspects also be taken under consideration through the social innovation and entrepreneurship. That we should not compromise with the concept of sustainability. We need economic growth. We need increased GDP per capita. We need well-being of the people, but not at the cost of nature, not at the cost of our health and well-being. Because if you want to protect the nature, naturality, biodiversity, diverse biodiversity, what we have, and we are gifted, naturally gifted. If we are not protected it, or we are unable to protect it, the future generation will face challenge for their survival and needs. So, concepts of sustainability should be maintained by choosing the production of crops, trading, and each and every economic activities. So that concept of sustainability, we are not only concentrate for the fulfillment of the need of present generation, and simultaneously we should be think about the future generation, their needs, their demands, their wants should not be compromised. Thank you very much. Now the story of coffee. It is said that in 1850 AD, Ethiopian goat herder named Kaldi found his goats had become far more energetic. Suddenly, he saw them eating the berries of certain trees and growing literally wide awake. Kaldi told these things to the monastery, which began brewing these berries and found the drink made worshipper far more active and energetic. So, the story of coffee started by a goat. That goat led you to your mocha or espresso coffee. By the 17th century, we have seen coffee houses become expanding in Europe and other countries, America also. And it has become a center of attraction for middle class youth. and coffee houses are traveling across the world, and there is you can say in a democratic economy we have seen coffee is now cold and hot both now become more popular among the youth. So cafeteria bar cafe is kind of businesses suddenly emerge in in India as well as across the world. Basically, it has now become very popular in emerging economy like India. Almost in each and every small and large city of India have thousands of cafeteria or cafe where youth, school, college going student, university going student, they uh, uh, have their personal space and they are engaged in talking and sharing their feeling with a cup of coffee with snacks. So some we have seen in Kolkata in the past, that is coffee house. Still, it is existing as an heritage of Kolkata, where a great people once visited, and they had have socializing over there, have lot of discussion over there that is already written in the golden history of Bengal and Bengali culture, Bengali ethos, Bengalis uh, national movements. All are actually once it was a center place of coffee house in college street. So now the coffee house become socializing and most popular for the uh, young generation. So this is a very short story of the world known about coffee, which is led by a goat uh, and the goat man, Mr. Kaldi. Thank you.